It sounds crazy, but some people are placing a common object under their pillow and waking up with money showing up in their bank account. It's not magic, and it's definitely not a coincidence. This practice has been kept quiet for generations. But today, you're going to learn how to activate it tonight while you sleep. If you wake up with that weight on your chest, that quiet restlessness about the future, about tomorrow, pause for a moment, because this might be exactly what you needed to hear. The truth? You already have everything you need at home to begin. And the most surprising part, this technique combines tradition, energy, and intention, something science is only just beginning to understand. But be warned, this video may go offline at any moment. Stay until the end, because maybe, just maybe, this is the message you've been waiting for years. If something inside you feels like the time has come, don't ignore that call. Write in the comments, "Prosperity has chosen me, and I am ready to receive it." And if this message touched your heart, subscribe to the channel right now. There's much more coming, and you won't want to miss it. This powerful object is probably in your house right now. But you still don't know its true power. It might be tucked away in a forgotten drawer, rolled up in a sewing box, or perhaps part of something so ordinary you never imagined its hidden meaning. But in ancient spiritual traditions, it was seen as a direct channel to abundance, protection, and the fulfillment of desires. Few people have access to this ancestral secret, and among those who discover it, only a few truly understand the depth of what they hold in their hands. Because it's not just about the object itself, it's about how you activate it with intention, connection, and awareness. Imagine for a moment, how many times have you felt like you were trying so hard and still things just wouldn't flow? Like the world was closed off, like the universe had forgotten you? Many people live in this silent struggle, day after day, not knowing that there is something simple and transformative they can do. Something that doesn't depend on money or status, but on a small gesture done with truth. And here's the contrast. While thousands stay trapped in scarcity patterns, a few access this ritual and start to see unexpected signs. Invitations, opportunities, solutions that once seemed impossible. Maybe you've already felt it. A hunch that the answer isn't outside, but in something more subtle. Something that connects you with forces operating beyond the visible. When activated correctly, this object becomes more than a symbol. It becomes a bridge between you and what is ready to come into your life. But be aware, knowing about its existence isn't enough. The real power lies in how you use it. And that knowledge will be revealed very soon. Now that you're already feeling this energy approaching, it's time to take the first step, the most important one of all. Write right now in the comments, I deserve financial abundance. Yes, write it. Don't just think it. Because when you write, something shifts. You declare, you activate, you take ownership. It may seem like a small act, but in truth, it works like a seed planted in the invisible field of your reality. When you write it down, you begin to move forces that were dormant. Hundreds of people have already done this and started to notice incredible changes. Stories of vivid dreams, strong intuitions, unexpected solutions emerging in quiet moments. Because when you publicly commit to your own transformation, the universe listens. Maybe you're thinking, but does it really work? And this is where the beauty of the process comes in. It doesn't require you to believe 100% right away. It just needs you to be open to trying sincerely. And believe me, your symbolic gesture right now might be the beginning of something far beyond what you imagine. If you've already left a comment, take a moment to really look at your words. Read them softly to yourself. I deserve financial abundance. Feel what happens in your body. Is there a vibration, a slight warmth, a shiver? These are common signs when we tap into something deep. And more than that, by commenting, you're connecting with hundreds of others who are here for a similar reason. People who, like you, have chosen to break free from the cycle of scarcity. This is the beginning of a quiet yet powerful community, united by a shared desire for real transformation. If you haven't written your comment yet, do it now. Because from this point on, what will be revealed requires your commitment, and this small gesture is the first seal on this journey. Isabel was 63 when, for the first time, she felt invisible. After dedicating decades of her life to her family, her children, and her work, she found herself alone, retired, living on an income that barely covered the basics, with a constant feeling that the world had moved on without her. For years, she believed being strong was enough, that enduring was enough. But deep down, a void had taken hold. It wasn't just about money, it was about value, about purpose, about the silent fear of growing old without being seen, without being heard, without anything left to offer. There were days she cried alone, not knowing exactly why. It was as if something inside her had become disconnected. She tried to fill that space with distractions, with positive thinking, but nothing seemed to work. Then one ordinary night, while going through an old box in the closet, she found something curious, a red thread. It was wool, wrapped in a piece of cloth her grandmother had left behind years ago, along with handwritten notes, nearly faded with time. There, among the dusty words, was a phrase that caught her attention. For when all seems lost, tie this thread with faith and sleep in peace. Isabel hesitated. It seemed naive, even childish. But there was something in that gesture, something ancestral, quiet, intimate. She decided to give it a try. That night, she calmly tied the thread around her wrist. She closed her eyes, and for the first time in a long while made a sincere request, not to chance, but to life. If there's still a path for me, show me. What happened in the following days wasn't magical in a Hollywood sense. But something changed. She was unexpectedly invited to join a local community embroidery project. She met new people. She felt useful. Soon after, she was asked to teach the craft at a cultural center, and with that came extra income. But more importantly, joy returned. Isabel didn't become a millionaire, but she found something far more valuable: connection, clarity, direction. And it all started with a simple gesture and a red thread. You might be wondering, so what is this object capable of unlocking such a deep flow of transformation? It's time to reveal what has been there all along, in plain sight, yet unnoticed. It's the red thread. Yes, a simple red thread. Maybe you expected something more sophisticated, more eye-catching. But that's exactly where the secret lies. The power isn't in the appearance, but in the meaning. The red thread appears in many cultures around the world. In Eastern traditions, it represents the connection between destinies intertwined by greater forces. In Kabbalah, it symbolizes protection from negativity and the awakening of abundance. In ancestral rituals, it was used to seal intentions and guard unfulfilled desires. The red thread is more than just an object. It's a symbol, a quiet reminder that you have power, that you can bind the invisible to the visible, that you can anchor here and now what you wish to attract. And it's accessible to anyone. If you have red yarn, string, or thread at home, you already have the tool in your hands. But before you use it, it's important to understand. This thread only works when activated with awareness. It's not enough to just tie it. You need intention, clarity, respect for the ritual it represents. Think about all the times you gave your power away to something external, to fear, to doubt, to discouragement. Now, with this gesture, you begin to bring that power back to yourself. And more than that, by doing this, you're connecting with a lineage of people who, throughout the centuries, have also trusted in this symbol. You're joining an invisible network made of quiet faith and inner strength. The red thread isn't magical on its own, but when used in the right way, it becomes a bridge between what you feel right now and the life you wish to live starting today. Now that you understand what the red thread represents, it's time for the most important moment, the ritual itself. This isn't a simple step-by-step. It's a sacred moment. So choose a quiet place where you can be alone with yourself without rush, without distractions. Step 1. Prepare your space. Light a white candle if you can. It represents clarity and openness. Turn off your phone. Take a deep breath. This is your moment with yourself and with what's about to unfold. Step 2. Take the red thread. It doesn't matter if it's made of wool, sewing thread, or another material. What matters is the color and your intention. Hold it between your hands. Close your eyes for a few seconds and feel the energy concentrating in your palms. Step 3. Tie the intention knot. Gently tie the first knot in the thread, clearly visualizing a specific financial desire. Imagine this desire as if it were already real. Feel the emotion of living in that new reality. Freedom, peace, dignity, abundance. Step 4. Tie the second knot. Now, visualize one action you can take in the next few days to move closer to that reality. Something simple, something doable. The thread represents the balance between intention and action. By tying the knot, you commit to taking that step. Step 5. Tie the third and final knot. This is the knot of trust. Visualize your worry fading away. Let go. Trust. Breathe. Step 6. Place the thread under your pillow or tuck it into the pillowcase. It will serve as a link between your unconscious and the energy of your intention. While your body rests, your intention remains active. Important. This ritual should be done at night, preferably right before sleep. You can repeat it for 7 consecutive nights with the same thread or refresh the intention whenever you feel the need. There's no rush, no wrong way. The strength is in presence, sincerity, and consistency. Now that you've completed the ritual, something has already begun to move. It may feel subtle, almost imperceptible, but the energy you've activated is now in motion, and it won't go back. It needs your continued involvement. So here's what to do right now. Take the red thread with the 3 knots you tied and place it under your pillow. This symbolic act seals the commitment between you and the transformation you seek. Don't wait. The moment is now. During the night, as you sleep, your unconscious continues its work. The knots you tied act as anchors of intention, each one representing a choice and opening a new direction. But the ritual doesn't end here. After 7 nights with the thread under your pillow, come back and share your experience in the comments. Share what changed, what you felt, what happened. It doesn't matter if it was a small coincidence, a different dream, or an unexpected opportunity. These are signs that the energy is in motion. By sharing, you not only strengthen your own intention, you also inspire and help activate the path of others. You become part of an invisible wave of collective transformation. Many women and men in different parts of the world are doing this same ritual right now. People who, like you, decided to break free from the waiting game and take the first step. Real people with real stories. Stories that begin with a knot, a breath, a simple gesture. Remember, true transformation doesn't come from grand promises. It's born from small commitments made with the heart. And today, you made one of them. So repeat softly to yourself before you go to sleep. I trust. I surrender. I deserve to live in abundance. Let these words gently settle inside you. The seed has been planted. Now it's time to nurture and to harvest. If you felt the power of this ritual, know that it's still possible to amplify the results with a few simple, yet incredibly powerful, actions. These tips are ancient, passed down through generations by those who understood the value of cycles, nature, and perfect timing. 1. Perform the ritual especially during the full moon or waxing moon phases. These phases are recognized both by spiritual traditions and natural observation as times of expansion, fertility, and growth. When you do the ritual during these days, your intention is amplified by the Earth's own vibration. You'll literally be swimming with the current. 2. Carry a small piece of the thread with you throughout the day. Cut a tiny piece of the same thread and keep it in your pocket, purse, or even your wallet. This thread serves as an energetic reminder of your intention. When you're faced with a decision or a moment of doubt, hold it for a few seconds. It helps you refocus and reconnect with what you're building. 3. Write your desire on paper with as much detail as possible. Then fold the paper carefully and place it next to the thread under your pillow. This act combines the power of the written word with the symbolism of the thread, creating a kind of spiritual message that will be delivered as you sleep. 4. Repeat an anchoring phrase each time you touch the thread. Everything I need is already on its way. I trust in life's timing. This repetition creates a positive mental pattern and over time helps reinforce a new mindset, more confident, more open, more abundant. 5. Create a small intention altar. Set aside a corner of your home with objects that represent abundance to you. A stone, a flower, a candle, an image, an old note. There, you can place the thread during the day and offer short prayers or words of gratitude. This space becomes a point of connection between the visible world and the invisible. Remember, the strength of this process lies in repetition, in the sincerity of the gesture, and in respect for time. You don't need to rush. You need to feel. If you've made it this far, it's because something within you recognizes the truth of this path. And when energy starts to move, there's an ancient principle shared by many cultures. The more you give, the more you receive. That's why now is the time to activate this conscious generosity. If you're feeling this positive vibration right now, like this video, and send it to someone special. It could be a friend, a sister, your mother, your partner, someone who also deserves to open a new cycle of abundance and peace. You could be the channel through which change happens in someone else's life. And by doing that, something powerful is completed. You step out of the role of just receiving, and you become a bridge for others. Don't underestimate this gesture. Many transformations begin just like this, with a simple share made from the heart. And more than that, every like, every share, every comment isn't just a digital interaction. It's an energetic statement. They say to the universe, I'm ready to live differently. I'm committed to my evolution and to the well-being of those I love. And when you spread a message that resonates with you, you strengthen that message in the world. You help break the cycle of scarcity that so many live in silently. You take part in something greater, a movement of awakening, of healing, and of reconnection with what truly matters. So ask yourself now, who in my life could benefit from this message? Who might be in need of this invisible thread of hope, strength, and reconnection? Send this video to that person with a simple phrase, I thought of you. I believe this might help. Sometimes it's that one gesture that changes everything. Throughout this journey, you may have realized something very simple and profoundly transformative. Energy follows intention. Everything you've seen, felt, and done up to this point isn't about luck or magical formulas. It's about recognizing your own power, the power to declare what you want, to honor your story, to not give up on yourself. For years, we were taught to wait, to accept, to stay silent. But there comes a moment in life when the soul begins to call for something greater. And if you've made it this far, that moment is now. You deserve all the prosperity the universe has to offer. Not because you worked hard, not because you suffered, but simply because you exist. And everything that exists, when in harmony, blooms. It's time to get out of autopilot, to stop surviving and start living with presence and purpose. Even if the world out there seems chaotic, even if others don't yet understand what you're doing, you understand, and that's enough. Each night, you place the thread under your pillow. You are telling the universe, I am ready, I trust, I am part of abundance. This isn't just a beautiful phrase, it's a frequency. And everything in the universe responds to the frequency you emit. When you act with faith, even quiet faith, the path begins to open. When you honor your cycles, respect your timing, and listen to your intuition, the invisible begins to cooperate. You are not alone. Thousands of people in different parts of the world are awakening right now, just like you. A new awareness is rising, and you are a part of it. Close your eyes for a few seconds. Take a deep breath. And remember, you don't need to know how everything will happen. You only need to take the next step with truth. Now that you've started this journey, it's essential to keep this connection alive. The energy you've awakened needs space, direction, and consistency. Subscribe to this channel now and turn on the bell. Here, you'll find powerful tools that strengthen your mind, your spirit, and your financial reality. It's not about promises. It's about practice, a path, a community. With each new video, you'll receive symbolic keys, rituals, reflections, and guidance to help you stay focused, raise your vibration, and remain in the flow of abundance. And most importantly, you won't be alone. We're building a community here made up of people who, like you, have chosen to say yes to a more conscious, lighter, more abundant life. People who aren't waiting for the world to change, but are changing from within. Together, we form an unstoppable community, moving toward unlimited abundance and prosperity. This isn't just a channel. It's a sacred space for reconnecting with the most beautiful part of life. Trust in the invisible and the courage to act in the visible. If you felt something different in this video, even just a moment of silence, a chill, a memory, that's already a sign that the transformation has begun. Honor that feeling, honor that calling. Click subscribe, turn on the bell, and stay with us. The next revelations will deepen this process you've just begun. And each step you take from here on out will be more conscious, more aligned, more prosperous. Because when you allow yourself to grow, You give permission for the universe to move in your favor. Your red thread is already tied. Now, you just need to walk with it in your heart.